so many people are being forced to look into their health because these unexplained symptoms are coming, right? So more people are coming to me going, I don't know where this is coming from. What do I do? But they don't know how to eat right. They don't know how to exercise yet. And it's what comes first, the chicken or the egg. When I hit my rock bottom, and my practitioner, he said, Sara, we're going to work on your foundation, your physical foundation, before we start working on your mental health. This brings the question to you as like, when you take somebody who is sick or not feeling optimal, putting them in front of the biocharger to charge them up, help them ground, help starting with the detoxification or just restoring homeostasis, then they're going to have the energy to do the other things, right? So go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. So you made a great point earlier. I mean, our bodies are constantly under attack, right? From the toxins that are in our environment. Some we can see, some we don't. We have our water is in many cases contaminated. The food we eat, even engineered to not be healthy for us, unfortunately, in some ways. So our bodies, more than ever before, are under attack. And a little known fact is that and this is a report from the EPA. I'm gonna rattle off a couple of stats for you from both the EPA and the CDC, neither of whom I'm huge fans of, but are great reporting agencies. So EPA reported less than 24 months ago, that 93% of our time is spent indoors as Americans. And it turns out that other civilized nations are very similar. And because we're indoors 93% of the time, our bodies are not able to get access to the natural energy. So you talk about grounding, and part of that is PEMF, pulse electromagnetic fields. So there's 4 energies that exist in nature that are all scientifically and medically validated to be as vital to our health and wellness as food and water. But because we're inside and not only blocked from those energy sources, or nature, but we're surrounded by man-made energies that I think we can all agree are not what Mother Nature designed for our bodies to use to have proper cellular health. And so when we look and say, is there an association between all this time indoors or lack of time in nature and our health? In the last 5 years, the CDC reported 5 years ago that 4 in 10 American adults had at least one form of chronic disease. Which was startling at that point. What's more startling is that as of last year, that has gone to 6 in 10. So 60% of American adults have at least one form of chronic disease. Now, they studied, and the work of Dr. Jerry Tennant, which is quite well known, he wrote a book, Healing is Voltage, but really drove a lot of the research to identify that out of 80 chronic diseases, they found one single common characteristic, and it was inadequate cellular voltage. And as Jim alluded to earlier, without proper voltage, the 2 primary functions of healthy cells, which is uptake of nutrients and elimination of toxicity, which at the cellular level is free radicals and oxidative stress, those capabilities diminish. And the significance of that, as you know, and many of your audience do, is that while we're sitting here, we're regenerating 3 to 4 million cells per second. That translates to 330 billion cells a day. 1% of our entire body is regenerated each day. And because the only way our body can truly heal, recover, rejuvenate, or revitalize is through regeneration of new cells, the absence of the proper energy level at those cells is causing the health of those new regenerated cells to diminish, and unhealthy cells, unhealthy body. So, as Jim pointed out, what the biocharger essentially does is replicates and amplifies those 4 energies, so that by sitting next to it, either by yourself or with up to 3 or 4 other, even 5 other people, can simultaneously receive these energies in a way that is biocompatible, and our cells can actually now regenerate with the proper voltage. And so our body's making perfect new cells. So all we have done is supplied the missing ingredient to our bodies in which they need to heal themselves, because the body is the ultimate healing machine.